I have more respect for a man who lets me know where he stands, even if he's wrong.
We always said in Black Panther Party that they can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
Lesson 3. Medieval Art and the Renaissance. 1. Medieval Art. The art of the Middle Ages, also known as medieval art, spanned from the 5th to the 15th century. It was deeply influenced by religion, reflecting the central role of the church in medieval society. Art during this time often served as a means of teaching biblical stories and spiritual values to a largely illiterate population. Religious themes in medieval art was dominated by Christian themes, which aimed to inspire devotion and convey moral teachings. Two prominent forms of religious art during this period were illuminated manuscripts and stained glass windows. Illuminated manuscripts, these were hand-decorated books, often religious texts like the Bible or prayer books. The pages were adorned with intricate designs, gold leaf, and vibrant colors, making them masterpieces of medieval art. The illustrations often depicted scenes from the Bible, saints, and Christian symbols. One famous example is the Book of Kells, an illuminated manuscript created by Celtic monks around the 9th century. The detailed craftsmanship of these manuscripts highlights the labor and dedication of monastic scribes, who viewed their work as a form of worship. Stained glass windows, found primarily in Gothic cathedrals. Stained glass windows served both aesthetic and educational purposes. The colorful panels depicted biblical stories, saints, and religious symbols, allowing even those who could not read to understand the narratives. Examples include the magnificent rose windows of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris and Chartres Cathedral, showcasing the technical and artistic achievements of medieval artisans. The play of light through these windows created an ethereal atmosphere, symbolizing divine presence and uplifting the faithful. The Gothic style. Emerging in the 12th century, the Gothic style revolutionized medieval architecture and art. It emphasized height, light, and intricate detail, creating a sense of awe and reverence. Cathedrals with pointed arches. Gothic cathedrals were characterized by their towering structures and pointed arches, which allowed for taller buildings and larger windows. The flying buttress was a key architectural innovation, supporting the weight of the walls and enabling the inclusion of expansive stained glass windows. Intricate carvings. Gothic cathedrals were adorned with detailed carvings of biblical scenes, gargoyles, and floral motifs. These sculptures served both decorative and symbolic purposes, illustrating the teachings of the church. Examples of iconic Gothic cathedrals include Chartres Cathedral and Westminster Abbey, which continue to inspire admiration for their artistry and engineering. Medieval art reflects the deeply spiritual worldview of the time, where art was a means to glorify God and communicate religious narratives. 2. The Renaissance. The Renaissance, meaning rebirth, was a cultural movement that spanned from the 14th to the 17th century. Originating in Italy, it marked a revival of interest in classical art, science, and philosophy. The Renaissance celebrated human potential, individualism, and the natural world, contrasting with the religious focus of the Middle Ages. A rebirth of classical ideas and humanism. Classical inspiration. Renaissance artists and thinkers drew inspiration from ancient Greek and Roman art, architecture, and literature. This revival led to a renewed emphasis on realism, proportion, and perspective in art. Humanism. The Renaissance introduced humanism, a philosophy that emphasized the value and dignity of the individual. This shift is evident in the art of the period, which celebrated the beauty of the human form and the complexity of human emotions. Secular themes. While religion remained an important subject, Renaissance art also explored secular themes, including mythology, portraits, and landscapes. Key figures of the Renaissance. Two of the most iconic artists of the Renaissance are Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, whose works exemplify the era's artistic and intellectual achievements. Leonardo da Vinci, known as the quintessential Renaissance man. Leonardo was not only a painter but also a scientist, inventor, and engineer. His masterpiece, the Mona Lisa, is celebrated for its mysterious expression and revolutionary use of sfumato, a technique that creates soft transitions between colors and tones. Another famous work, The Last Supper, showcases his mastery of perspective and his ability to convey emotion and narrative through compositio. Michelangelo was a sculptor, painter, and architect whose works reflect his extraordinary talent and deep understanding of the human form. His sculpture David, a depiction of the biblical hero, is a symbol of human strength and beauty, carved from a single block of marble. Michelangelo's frescoes on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City are considered one of the greatest achievements in Western art. These paintings depict scenes from the Book of Genesis, including the iconic image of the creation of Adam, where God and Adam's hands nearly touch.